Hey, what's up guys? Back again with another video in the C++ series. This time we're going to be learning about static local variables, which are pretty cool. They allow you to make variables that are able to persist throughout function calls. So let me demonstrate what this is all about. So if we make a function here, we'll call this void do something. And by the way, I increased the font sizing for the IDE for CLion, so it looks better on your screen, because in YouTube it looks pretty dang small, especially because I have such a large screen size. So yeah, it looks really big for me, but it should look better for you. If it needs to be increased even more, just let me know. I can do whatever I need to do to make it look better for you guys, so when you're watching it looks good. But anyway, so we're going to open this up here, and we're going to make this have a variable. We're going to say integer Bob is equal to 5, okay? And then we're going to do Bob plus plus. So that's going to do Bob is equal to Bob plus 1, right? And then after that, we're going to do cout Bob, just like that. Oops. Okay, so let's call this and see what happens here. So it's going to run that. And basically, just to explain this, is basically just going to be a function that creates a variable, and then it's going to increase that variable and then display the variable. Okay, so it's initialized to 5, then it's going to go to 6, then it's going to display 6 like it does right here. Pretty cool. Okay, easy peasy. And let's say we call this function a second time. I don't think I explicitly explained this before, but you should know by now that whenever you create a variable inside of a function, it's going to be basically deleted as the function is finished. So once it gets to the end of the function, this will not exist anymore, because this variable here only exists inside of this function anyway, right? It's a local variable, local to the scope of this function, right? So there's no need there's no need for it to exist after the function is called, right? So it's just going to be deleted from your RAM, your memory, after it's called. Okay. So anyway, so that means that whenever we call do something the first time, it's going to display 6, right? And then we call it again, it's also going to display 6, even though we're increasing it a second time. It's still going to display 6, okay? So let's demonstrate that. But yeah, I should say 6 twice into the console, because it's going to be deleted and then it's going to be recreated the second time we call the function, okay? So let's say that you want it to basically persist, meaning that you want the variable to exist the whole time the program is running. So basically, we don't want the variable to be deleted from our memory when the function is done being called, right? We don't want that. We want it to continue so that next time we call the function, we can still access the same variable for some reason, okay? There's an easy way to do that. All you got to do is add a keyword in front of the data type here called static, the static keyword. And don't get confused with static from Java. They're actually completely different. Static in Java just allows you to access things without having to declare an object of that class and stuff like that, but this is completely different pretty much, at least on this level here. It just allows you, or it allows this variable here to persist throughout the whole life of the program, meaning it won't be deleted when the function is called, okay? After the function is called. So what this means is that this is going to be, the first time we call this is going to be initialized to 5, and then we're going to do Bob plus plus, so it's going to be 6, and then we're going to output 6, okay? And then we're going to call the function a second time. So it's going to ignore this definition, because if we're calling it a second time, it's going to recognize that we already have a integer called Bob in our memory, because it's static, so it's going to persist. So we already have this, so it's pretty much just going to ignore this the second time we call the function, and it's going to go straight to here and do Bob plus plus, so it's going to become 7, so 6 plus 1 is 7, and then it should output 7, okay? So let's print this or run this to see if that's true or not. So it should say 6, 7 to the console. There we go, so we get 6, and then we get 7. Again, to explain, it's basically creating this variable here, and after the function is being called, the variable is still going to exist inside of our random access memory, our RAM. It's not going to be deleted, and so that next time we call the function does not have to be reinitialized, so we're just going to access the same variable, okay? Pretty cool. So let's test this out even further. Let's make a loop here so we can just see how it works. So we're going to do 500, so we're going to call this 500 times, and then this is going to start at 1, so it should do like 1 through 500 or something close to that. So we'll do do something. Oops, do something. There we go. So we're going to call that 500 times, or yeah, 500 times, and let's see what happens. So yeah, we get, oh, wait, let's scroll up here. Okay, so it starts at 2, Yeah, that makes sense. So it starts at 2 because it actually starts at 1 up here, and then we're doing 1 plus 2. So yeah, anyway, you get the point. So it goes 2 through 501. So we get, you know, we can basically prove that no matter how many times we call the function, the variable inside the function, defined inside the function, will still exist because it's static. It's able to persist, okay? So that's pretty cool. And so yeah, that's pretty much all I can show you for this. There's not much else to it. It's a pretty simple concept. But yeah, all we learned this episode was about the static keyword, which is something you can apply to a local variable, which is a variable local to a function, meaning it's a variable declared inside the scope of a function. So it's a keyword that you can add to that variable to make it able to not be deleted after the function is called, so that every time you call a function, you don't have to recreate the variable over and over and over, and it's not going to be stuck at the same initial value, okay? And yeah, if you have any questions about this, just leave a question in the comment section below, or you can join our Discord server. We have a Discord server with about a lot of people inside of it. Let's see. So that's about 130 online currently, and then we have about 536 offline. So that's about almost 700, I would say. So pretty cool. So if you're interested in joining our Discord server, you can join it. There's a Discord link in the description below. So join that Discord server. You can ask questions there. If you go into our Discord server, you see a bunch of channels here, and you could ask questions in the Java channel if you need Java help, Minecraft if you need Minecraft help, another Java channel. We have a C++ channel. And yeah, so pretty cool. And then you can also leave suggestions if you want to see some stuff in the videos, or leave me some tips on how to improve my videos. We have memes. We have a bunch of cool stuff. So yeah, just join it. Also, the code for today's episode is going to be in the description below, so check it out. Make sure you bookmark it for future use in case you forget how the static keyword works. And that's about it. So if you like this video, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, and peace.